I haven't done any type of statistical analysis, and my statistics professor will be upset. But what I can tell you, what I've noticed in my time on the planet, usually when people drink and drive and they're intoxicated, one, I don't think you've ever had a client who is charged with manslaughter or anything of assault. I don't think they ever go out and say, you know what, I want to drink till I get intoxicated and I want to hit somebody, or I want to kill somebody. But that usually ends up happening. I don't think you even find somebody who said, yeah, I went out to drink till I got intoxicated. That is never the case. What ends up happening, people drink, they don't realize they are impaired, and they still insist on driving, and they drive. And sometimes when they drive, they end up in accidents. And you know what? Everybody can die. The one person who lives is the intoxicated driver. I personally think it's because that you're just so loose with everything, you know? Who is here on Adrian Morales? Thank you. Probation, this is an application. Just give me one moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Court is calling 2025 CR 002830, State versus Adrian Morales. Can I have parties announce?
Andrew Harris Edelman for the state.
Surgery bar for Mr. Morales, Your Honor.
Are you Mr. Morales?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. All right, off the record.
Oh, okay, I see. Why are you apologizing for the thing that I forgot? Hopefully that represents that. Thank you.
Counsel.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Morales, that you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney. Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state will call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, did you review the true bill of indictment with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you review this with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State your proceeding on the indictment as presented.
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Morales, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. The state is recommending community supervision. This is run concurrent with 2024 PF 23850. They're taking in consideration 2025 CR 007156. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
It is, Your Honor.
State?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, I signed it.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, of any such motion?
No, ma'am.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition, 2-year license suspension, and a condition interlock for the full term. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead?
No contest.
All right. And counsel, there's no application for deferred, is that correct?
That's correct. It's not for deferred, Judge. That was the form I thought that best suited the.
Oh, no problem.
If this courtroom trial has you hooked, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more intense trials and shocking outbursts. Your support means a lot to us. Thanks.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments.
All right, State, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations?
Yes, Your Honor.
With your attorney, did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so. I know that sometimes the court will ask for a TAP evaluation. So the question is, if he's still made to take a TAP evaluation, are we agreeing to all recommendations, or could we address that with the court?
What I'll put in I'm going to have him remain in custody for the TAP evaluation.
Okay.
And if there's some recommendations that he has issues with, you can always come and address it with.
Very well. That's the only question. But sorry.
If the in-custody TAP evaluation takes 10 days or longer, will the court consider applying that towards the 10-day jail sanction?
No.
And he's had some time in jail, Judge, on this. I don't know if it's been applied to this particular case, but we haven't addressed that issue with the court. Thank you.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
Son, he is 7 years old.
And were you employed before you were taken into custody?
Yes, I am employed.
All right. What do you do?
I'm a professional licensed barber.
Okay. All right. What the court is going to do, as previously stated, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated. Do y'all want to address the length of probation?
Well, I hadn't discussed anything regarding that, Judge. I mean, any consideration from the court would be appreciated. But that's
all right. So let me see the dates of the previous DWIs.
If I remember correctly, 2018 and 2021.
Close. 2021 and 2016. Let me see. All right. What I'll do is I'll probate it for 7 years.
Thank you.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. The following will be done in custody: a TAP evaluation. And counsel, I'm going to say follow TAP recommendations, but I put a star by it, so I'll know.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
Follow TAP recs. We can do a referral to felony drug court.
Very well.
There's to be a 2-year license suspension. All right, the ignition interlock for the full term for 7 years. Does anybody want to address that?
That is something that, just as a general thing, I sometimes will approach if he's demonstrated or anyone's demonstrated that they've done quite well on that with no violations. After, usually it's like a 2-year or 3-year period just to see if it's something the court would consider. However, I don't want to go astray of any agreements I have with the state. So as I've said before, any consideration would be appreciated.
All right, I'm going to order ignition interlock so for no less than half the term. So it could end up being the full term. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. VIP Live, DWI education course. Take in consideration 2025 CR 007156. This run concurrent with 2024 PF 23850. And there should be 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition of probation. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I haven't done any type of statistical analysis, and my statistics professor will be upset. But what I can tell you, what I've noticed in my time on the planet, usually when people drink and drive and they're intoxicated, one, I don't think you've ever had a client who is charged with manslaughter or anything of assault. I don't think they ever go out and say, you know what, I want to drink till I get intoxicated and I want to hit somebody, I want to kill somebody. But that usually ends up happening. I don't think you even find somebody who said, yeah, I went out to drink till I got intoxicated. That is never the case. What ends up happening, people drink, they don't realize they're impaired, and they still insist on driving, and they drive. And sometimes when they drive, they end up in accidents. And you know what? Everybody can die. The one person who lives is the intoxicated driver. I personally think it's because that you're just so loose with everything, you know? But when you drive intoxicated, you have a child, guess what? It could have been your child. Somebody's taking your child home from a soccer game. An intoxicated driver is hitting your child, and that could have ended up being you. It appears that you're one of the people who cannot drink and just do one wine at dinner and call it a day. You continue to drink until intoxication, and then you drive. So you're probably going to be one of those people who can never take a drink. And what I can tell you is for DWIs and for any case that you're on probation for, you're not allowed to drink alcohol. Those are the rules. That's what the legislature decided. So it's not just if you're on DWI, whatever you're on probation for, you're not allowed to drink alcohol. So if you drink alcohol, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get a motion, and it's going to be a revocation motion. And you're looking at potentially 8 years in the prison. And in 8 years' time, your son will be hitting their teenage years. And that's when they really need dad. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel like you're going to drink, pick up the phone, call your probation officer and say, I feel like I'm going to drink. They're not going to come to me with the motion to revoke. You know what they're going to do? They're going to say, Stephanie, we need to bring this person in because they're thinking about drinking. And we're going to have a compliance hearing, and this attorney will probably be here, and we will address that issue. All right?
Ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you for your
welcome.
time, Your Honor.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining us and witnessing this intense courtroom moment. If this trial got you thinking, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Stay tuned for more gripping courtroom moments as we continue to bring you the most shocking trials. See you in the next one.